Where most of us would like to lose all the body fat we can, San Diego-based Cytori Therapeutics, they see potential in this. The company's focused on the idea of using your body's own fat cells to help repair your body. Saad is the CFO, and he joins us now. You've just completed an enrollment in a European study that will focus on breast cancer reconstruction. Mark, welcome to the program. It's good to have you with us.
Thank you very much.
Explain a little bit about this program and how it fits in with the platform, the solution platform that the company is pioneering.
Thank you very much. The Cytori is a regenerative medicine company, and we've developed products that we believe are going to become the operating system of regenerative medicine, and providing doctors with the opportunity to leverage the fact that there's powerful regenerative cells in our own bodies to help heal themselves and really restore lives.
So there's some kind of reconstructive therapy in a sense, but through this kind of new technology.
Absolutely, and the breast reconstruction application is a perfect example of that. A lot of people don't realize that there just happen to be an abundance of stem and, importantly, other regenerative cells in our own bodies that are available but effectively trapped in our own fat tissue. So Cytori has developed products that automate the process of separating and concentrating those cells right at the physician's office, right in the clinic, very easily, cost-effectively. It's really the ultimate in personalized medicine. And by having that available as a platform that really becomes this operating system, demystifying this whole stem cell idea, making it very practical for the doctor, there's a number of different very powerful, very exciting applications, one of which is reconstruction after breast cancer. And it's a very profoundly exciting area to work in, and we're very excited that we completed enrollment of this important European study.
Tell us about the sort of reason why it's so important to use the body's own cells. Does that have to do with rejection of any foreign material?
I think there's a variety of reasons why in many different areas it could be optimal for someone to use cells that are from themselves. I mean, it's in that way. And not a lot of technologies make that possible. The fact that there are so many stem and regenerative cells in fat tissue, which just happens to be a very easy tissue source for a physician to get with small volume liposuction, that if you had automation available, you would generally choose to use a patient's own cells than, let's say, a donor cell or other sources, because sure, you have the ultimate safety to start with. You don't have the concerns of rejection. You don't have the concerns of disease transmission. And then there's the dirty little secret of regenerative medicine, which is that for the most part, most of the technologies out there in development, and we really are one of several companies, and we wish them well because it's a field that we hope to grow. But a challenge for the field is using donor cells involves a lot of service-based models, cell expansion, very expensive. So that dirty little secret is that if and when many of these theoretically competing therapies become available, it'll be extremely expensive, tens if not hundreds of thousands per patient. At Cytori, we have a product, a device that can sit right at the point of care and have much less cost per treatment, really make this mainstream, really make this a category leader.
Talk about where you are right now with the Food and Drug Administration and your approval for this solution, this technology, to become a medical device.
We are approved currently in Europe as a medical device, and we're building upon that approval with studies like the RESTORE-2 study for breast reconstruction and cardiovascular, where we've completed enrollment in both a chronic heart study as well as an acute heart attack study in Europe. So we are making major progress for events where we're going to learn, in the case of reconstructive surgery in the next 30 days, how does the data look on an interim basis for that study in Europe. And then the heart data for both studies is likely to be available in the first half of next year. So things are moving very rapidly after years of development. In the United States, we are currently preparing our application as a device with the FDA, and we expect that application as a medical device to be in shortly. And we'll see how it goes, but we feel like we're moving it along very well.
What happens after that application? I mean, the FDA has to review that. Let's say that they do approve it as a device. What kind of time frame are we talking about to actually seeing this on the marketplace?
There's always a range, and we we consider a variety of different outcomes when you work with the agency, and you see what are they looking for that first approval versus the ultimate end game, where we see this as a point of care regenerative medicine product in every major hospital and clinic for a whole variety of medical needs, restoring lives. The initial approval could be something more general, where you can have it available to sell for clinical use, and then you build upon that with various post-marketing studies, already having a position of success, and then building from there. That's one way to go, where one
that would be approved for, let's say, specific cases. Correct.
You'd start with something that's a little bit more general, and hopefully can achieve that fairly quickly, and then build upon that over time. And just like you have, products that you have growing claims expansion. So there is that potential that could be more of a near-term possibility. It could also be possible that we might need to do a study to get that first approval. And either way, we think there's a big positive in being a medical device, because you are in a generally a much shorter, much more clearly defined path with the agency. So we got that official designation in the summer, and now we are just taking the next step.
A last question for you, talking about hospitals and clinical expansion. Is that where the point of patient is going to meet this type of technology, in the hospital, in the clinic?
Absolutely. This is a product that and a technology that lends itself to single procedures right in the clinic, perhaps many times in an outpatient type format, which is very, very convenient for the hospital workflow, the physician workflow, the cost, the payers, and ultimately for the patients, where there's some really dramatically positive therapies that are possible in many different areas that clinically are being demonstrated around the world.
All right. I want to thank you very much, Mark Saad, coming in, CFO of Cytori, talking about really a new way to do any kind of reconstructive therapy. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Appreciate it.